Good afternoon. Welcome to New It 2 from Be Sewin. Jan and Kaylin joining you here from Oklahoma City. And today we are going to talk about extension tables. So extension tables are a really important feature to have on your machine. A few machines do come with an extension table, and that's really great, but pretty much every Baby Lock machine has an extension table available for it if it didn't come with one, and you can add that onto it. As you know, when you're on a sewing machine, the surface bed area, it is an ample amount of space, but the bigger your project gets, the nicer it is to have a little more square inches to be able to manipulate either your garment or your quilt or whatever it is you're working on. So having an extension table can be a really great thing to add to your fantastic Baby Lock machine. So I'm standing here in front of a few different options, and up here at the top we have the extension table that's for the Radiance, and of course it is a very nice, long, large table. It also has that matte finish on it that matches the bed of the machine so that you don't have the glare, and it's a little more scratch resistant, and it matches perfectly with the machine. So this is the newest one we have. And then a couple other ones I have here. This one is one that will fit the Unity, the Altair, the Meridian. Actually, you don't need one for the Meridian because that's an embroidery only machine. But that company of machines, the Destiny, this would fit into that. If you have a Solaris and you needed a Solaris extension table, there is one. Looks very much like this one, except it's a little bit smaller because it fits the Solaris. We also have here, this is one that fits the Accord and like models. And here's one that fits the Jubilant. And this is one down here that fits some of the midline machines like the Aventura or the Vesta. So that's where something like that would come in, like the Brilliant, things like that. Mm-hmm. So whenever you're looking at them, a lot of the machines are made on the same body casting, so multiple machines will use the same table, but then you have some that are more of a one-off, like the Radiance, and that table only fits that one. Now, if you're not sure what table you need, in our accessories and software guidebook that we have here, mm-hmm. there is a page in here that is all about extension tables. Put my glasses on so I can see what we're talking about here. So it's showing you the Radiance here. So if you're not sure which extension table fits your machine, it will show you all the different models of machines here that they still have tables available for them. So some of these may be an expired, no longer in production machines, such as the Crescendo and the Journey, but we still have tables. But you can go back far enough that we don't no longer have it. Like if you had an Elegante, mm-hmm. or an Elagio, we're not going to have tables for those anymore. Right. But you can see here in this category right here, they all use that same table. Like the Destiny used this one. I think I misspoke and told you that the Unity fit the Destiny. I was mistaken. But in here you have everything from Unity, Chorus, all of these, and it would be this table. The Sashiko has her own table. Sergers have extension tables. I'm not even standing over where the extension tables are for Sergers, but it's nice to have that extra square footage for that as well. And then, as I mentioned, Aventura, etc. has this one. Jazz has its own table. Jazz Allegro use the same one. Accord and Bloom share the same table. Jubilant has her own, and then the Solaris had its own table, and a Radiance has its own table. So if you're not sure what you needed, this little guidebook is one of our best friends to make sure we get the right table for your machine. So it might be that you have a machine that's maybe older and they no longer have in production a Baby Lock table, but you still want a table. Or maybe you even have a current model machine, but you would prefer a different type of table. We also can order a table for you through SewSteady. And I'm going to just move these feet out of the way because they're kind of hanging in front of that a little bit. SewSteady has all these different sizes, from the giant 24 by 32 to the Versa table. The Wish is the green line. The big one is the blue one. Large is the red line. The junior is the orange line. And this is showing you what the size tables are. And whenever you want to order one of these, there's a couple things we have to know. One is, what machine do you have? If you're ordering an extension table, And just so you know, a table is something that sits up on top of a cabinet. It will have little legs to help support it, much like these do.
Mm-hmm.
If you are wanting something that fits into the opening of your cabinet when your machine is like flush with the bed of the machine,
Mm-hmm.
that's called an insert. But we also have to know those kind of measurements. But it's two different things that we're asking for. Extension tables sit on top of a cabinet. Inserts fit into the opening of a cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
But we would just need to know what machine it's for, and if it's an insert, what cabinet it's fitting into. And it's always a good idea, if you want to order one, to give us measurements of what the opening is to the nearest 16th of an inch. Also to know what kind of curve it has. Different cabinets through time have different sizes of curves. Some are like real sharp curves, and some are more softer curve, more like a quarter, where the other one would be like a paperclip type curve. Knowing all those things, make sure we get the exact cut for yours.
Mm-hmm.
And we can special order those. Being that those are a custom cut, it does take 3 to 4, 6 weeks, sometimes depends on how busy they are, to get a custom cut made and sent to us or sent to you, whichever you prefer. But that way we can get the perfect insert and or extension table for your machine. If you would like something other than some of the Baby Lock ones we have, or maybe you have a different brand of machine, maybe you inherited grandma's machine and you just would like to have a table for it, we can have one custom made for you. So we have a lot of options on that. So if you're curious about a table, it is a great way to help support your sewing and give you that extra space. Why don't we go over to a machine that has a table on it, and I want to show you one of the great reasons we need an extension table. Okay, so we are at the Chorus, and it has its extension table on, so you can see that you gained a whole lot of extra space here to be able to do your sewing. Now, one of the things that is real important is you need a table when you're doing free motion quilting, because you have to have the ability to be able to take your fabric and be able to move it around. But as you know, there's a little gap here where the table meets up with the free arm part of the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have this wonderful product which is called a free motion slider, the Supreme Slider. And what that does is it's going to help cover up this area to make the area more smooth. Not that you will get caught on it, but you know, there is that chance that the underside of your fabric could get hung up on a little bit of this. So the Supreme Slider is a really great option. And it's not sticky, but it's like a cling. Think like a window cling. Yeah, when you have Christmas snowflakes and things like that. So I'm going to get my thread out of the way there and slide it under there. It has a hole in it, which of course the hole has to go over the position where the needle's going to go down.
Yes.
Otherwise you're just poking holes in this.
Right.
And then we're just going to smooth that on there. And as you can see, it covered up where all those gaps were, so that whenever I am wanting to come in here and do my free motion, now I have a nice smooth surface for it to glide on. It is a really easy way to enhance the experience of being able to do that free motion quilting on a machine. And it fits just right on there. And when you're done using it, it just slides right off. And if you did need to clean it, you can just use like warm water, maybe a little bit of dish soap if you needed to clean it off. The biggest thing that's probably going to get on it is maybe a little bit of dust from fabric, but you can just rinse it off, let it dry, and then you're ready to go and stick it back down and sew away. So we've told you today about some really great things that you need: an extension table for your sewing machine. And if you're not sure which one you need, we would be more than happy to help you find the right one. And having a Supreme Slider like this, when you have your your extension table attached to your machine, to help prevent having those cracks become an issue for anything getting hung up on it. So why don't we put a few things on sale? I have to look at my little cheat sheet. I don't remember what we said. All right, if we are doing the extension tables, the ones that are the pre-made ones, like the Baby Lock ones, we're going to have those 25% off for any in-stock Baby Lock extension table. And we also have 30% off of our Supreme Sliders. So if that's something that interests you, then let us know and you can get that one at a really great discount. Now, if you wanted to order a extension table or an insert, Those are a custom made thing, so those are the price that they are. Every once in a while we'll run a special on those, but that is not something that we just have a blanket discount on that one because it is a custom order. So if you are wanting to maybe win something today, I think this wonderful Supreme slider, this right here, somebody needs to go home with one of these. So how do we do that, Kaylin? You know how this works. Let me see if I can get that to stand up. If we like, share, or comment, then one lucky person is going to win a Supreme slider. Just make sure you do the like, share, and comment before 5 p.m. this Thursday, and you too can be in the running to get you a Supreme slider. And if you're not the one that wins it, you can still get 30% off on that or 25% off an in-stock extension table. So we hope we've helped you come up with a great way to be able to enhance your sewing experience. Before we run though, I want to remind you about a couple other things we have going on. We do have the AccuQuilt event going on in Oklahoma City and Tulsa this week. So if that's something that you're excited about and would like to join us, we do have some space available. Come see Barbara Harper and learn all about that. You can sign up online at thesewin.com. We also have the Artful Embroidery event coming up in the end of June.
Which is June already.
Wow, it is June already. That happened fast, didn't it? So at the end of this month, we have the Artful Embroidery event, and I know you're not going to want to miss that because you're going to go home with a fantastic art piece. And we also have Project Sew Summer Camp coming up at 4 different stores, and I know that the little kids love learning all about that, and it's a great experience. So if you have any interest in joining us, go to our website, thesewin.com, sign up for all of the fun. Remember to like, share, and comment to win this, and come see us. Have a great summer. We have our catalog sale going on. That just came out. If you didn't get one in the mail, be patient. One will probably show up, and if one doesn't make it to your mailbox, come get one from us, and you can enjoy all the wonderful specials that we have going on in our Splash into Summer savings. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again next